Death from above! No mana! Not yet! Need more mana! Oh, all I did was touch it. Need more mana. More mana! No mana! Out of mana!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to share with you the latest build that I'm playing, and I think I kinda like this one the most out of all the builds that I've played. So anyway, as you can see from the gameplay video I already showed you, it's a full Ballista build, and I'm utilizing Gemling's Legionnaire because I just wanted to play around with the one of the least played ascendancy in the game. So anyway, let's start with a quick build intro. So Artillery Ballista. Okay, Artillery Ballista is a totem skill that attacks by raining exploding bolts skyward. And okay, the thing about totem is that it uses its own weapon, meaning it's not entirely reliant on your own weapon to deal physical damage, But the good thing also is that because it scales entirely with the gem level, because the weapon damage is based on the the weapon damage is based on the skill gem itself. So one of the best way to scale the damage is by using projectile skill, level of projectile skill, which this build has from two sources. One from the Ballista itself, and two from the amulet. Okay, so the maximum level you can get from the Ballista is 7, and from the amulet 3. And the good thing about this is that another thing you can do while your Ballista is shooting, you can use this Bone Storm that debuffs the enemy. As you can see here, where is it? Shrapnel lodges in enemy's hit, each causing the next attack against the enemy to deal additional damage. And the additional damage is like almost double the Ballista's damage. As you can see here, the Ballista at level 30 deals 332 to 498, and Bone Storm at only 28. I haven't leveled it up yet. It can debuff enemy for the enemies to attack, to take additional damage, and this additional physical damage will be converted to the, well, I think it is converted. I'm not exactly sure. I think it is. I believe it is. Will be converted based on the skill jab, based on the attacks that deals the damage. So in this case, it will convert 90% of it to fire damage at 483% attack multiplier. So basically, this 3 skill is the main core of the build. Artillery Ballista at high level, Bone Storm at high level, and then All Granite is something that we use for to debuff the enemy. What it does is, number one, it inflicts fire exposure. It also slows the enemy, and okay, it slows the enemy by 20%, and then all ground slows by 30%, fire exposure by 20%. And basically, you just summon your Ballista. When you meet normal mobs, just lay down one oil grenade or 2, and then when you meet tougher enemy, just summon your Bone Storm, and then debuff the enemy while your Ballista is attacking. That's basically the gist of the build. And the good thing about Gemling's Legionnaire is that we can get quality and plus level to all skill, and also attribute requirements can be satisfied by a highest attribute. This is the reason why we can cast high level of Bone Storm even though our intelligence is only 7, because it's using our strength stats instead. And because of that Gemling's ascendancy, I'm also using Blasphemy dual curse setup, which is using flammability and enfeeble. Flammability for damage, enfeeble for less damage taken. And yeah, I think that about covers the concept of the build. Okay, now I'll cover the part about the skill tree. Okay, I'll cover the ascendancy first. So for your first ascendancy, you want adaptive capability, so that your attribute requirement of gems can be satisfied by your highest attribute. This allows you to basically almost put whatever gems that you want for the build. And then quality of all skill for your second ascendancy. Number 3, implanted gems. This one is pretty much self-explanatory, just more damage for your Ballista. And then finally, enhanced effectiveness for double bonuses of strength and dexterity. It's part of the reason why this build has almost 3.2k life at level 84, even with only 216 strength. Anyway, for passive skill tree, so we start as a mercenary. Attack speed is way valuable for the Ballista, so we pass through here, and then we take this armor evasion rating note, because somehow we don't have much sources of good notes for armor evasion rating, so we just take this here. And then here, life regen. This is important because I'll tell you guys later in a bit. And then this one, damage with 200 weapons. This one applies to crossbow as well, so you can take it. Then pass through here. Then your totem notes, totem damage, attack and cast speed, totem gain physical damage reduction, elemental resistances. And then path here. This one is a damage note. Gain physical damage as extra fire damage, quite nice, but you can leave it for later. This one here, this is partially how we resolve our mana cost, by converting the mana cost to life cost, and then by taking all this life regen in the tree. Our current life regen without summoning anything is 207, and if we summon Ballista, 260, and if we put our solar orb, 348. So this is quite high, quite a high amount of flat regen for the build. Okay, anyway, this one, totem placement, totem speed, range and speed. This one, damage while you have totem, and totem have increased attack speed per summon totem. So again, just more damage for a totem. And then pass through here. This one, accuracy. This one, life recovery rate. This one, more totem cluster here. Totem Cluster. This one fire attack for damage penetrates fire resistances. And then area of attack, area of effect, and area attack. Then pass through here just for this jewel socket. Then jewel socket. Then this one more attack speed. And currently I'm passing through here for Giant Slayer for more damage. Okay, and then for the weapon set 2, the one we use for casting our debuff like shock ground and whatnot, we take here skill effect, and then here skill effect, then here skill speed, then here skill effect, then here area of effect. And yeah, that's pretty much how our second weapon skill set works. Sorry, second weapon passive tree. And then for our jewels, we want things like here, fire damage, life regen, skill effect, elemental damage, fire damage, life regen, damage penetrate, fire resistance. At least one of these. Area of effect, skill effect duration, and most importantly, increase area of effect of curses. This one allows your blasphemy curse aura to have a much higher radius than it has, because at base it's just way too small for it to be useful. And then this one, attack speed, damage with crossbow, damage with hits against rare and unique enemies. And yeah, I'm level 84 already, so I guess the only remaining stuff are just more damage and then maybe some armor evasion rating here. I'm not sure if it's useful or not, but that's pretty much it. Okay, next I'll cover the gear. Okay, the three most important component of the build is the weapon, this unique Druid's Damning Reel, so that you can apply additional curse on enemy if you're using the additional curse setup. And then also the amulet, which has plus level to all projectile skill. Also, I guess the body armor also for maximum spirit, and the rest are just life, stats, resistances. Oh, and also mana. Okay, sorry, I'll cover this thing one by one. Okay, for the bow, the most important thing from the bow is actually only 2 stats that we want. Plus level to all projectile skill. We want this to be as high as possible, and then increase elemental damage with attacks. This might be the only thing that these two might be the only thing that buffs the damage of our ballista. All the other stats like added physical damage or what, that only increase your base ballista, but not your base ballista, your base weapon damage, but not your ballista weapon damage, which uses its own weapon. So basically only these 2 lines right here that most likely buff the ballista attack damage. But you can also include some good stats for your build. For example, accuracy and then dexterity or strength. So you can fill it with the other like supporting stats right here. Okay, the ring, nothing much else need to cover. You can apply additional curse. This is something that you only want to use very late in the game, once you have the additional spirit to reserve your blasphemy, because one aura costs 60 spirit, and since campaign only gives us 100, so we can only like get only 1 aura at maximum, even at early stage. So not much use of using it early. This is only for the final version of the setup. Okay, for body armor, you want something with enough spirit to use your aura. In this case, for example, okay, our blasphemy is using exactly 100 spirit, and then if you want to take wind dancer without all the supporting aura, then you would need another 30. So you need at least 130 spirit for the setup to be to set up the spirit reservation for this skill, for this build. And then amulet plus 3 level to all projectile skill. And then something also need to highlight, what you want to always try to get on your gear are actually high roll of mana and some roll of life regen also. this is because the build, we only have 7 intelligence, so our base mana is actually very low, and it kinda have a mana issue if you like summon extremely fast, because the mana cost is very high at skill gem level 30. So you want as high mana roll as possible on your remaining gears also, and the rest are just like life, resistances, and then maybe some stats if you want, but it's not really mandatory. Just enough for you to equip your crossbows, which typically have a split stat of at least 100 strength and 100 dex. And then always also I need to mention, always have flat gain charges on your mana potion as well, because sometimes the build can run out of mana at prolonged fights. So yeah, that's something I need to highlight. Then finally we move on to the gem setup. Okay, the 3 main skills that you want are Artillery Ballista, Oil Grenade, and Bone Storm. Okay, Artillery Ballista, get it as high level as possible with also maximum quality, because we gain a lot of attack speed from the Ballista, because Ballista has a total base attack time of 2.5 seconds, meaning it doesn't rely on your weapon, so that's very important. For the attack speed is very important to make it feel good. And the support gems that you want to include, number 1, martial tempo, number 2, scatter shot, number 3, inspiration. I'm kinda ordering this based on importance from left to right, so try to follow this support gem setup also, the order of setup that you want as you progress the game. And lastly, finally is fire infusion and primal armament. So leave your damage for last, and then just focus on quality of life for your Ballista, because you're getting the damage mostly from your gem level. Then Oil Grenade, get this as low level as possible, because we don't really benefit from having it at very high level, and we want to keep the mana cost as low as possible. So Strip Away for increased exposure effect, Despoiler for increased duration of ground surfaces, which is the oil ground, and then Maim for also reducing the movement speed and evasion rating of an enemy. So you combo this with oil slowing down the movement speed, and also Maim slowing down the movement speed, so can be quite nice on the effect on the enemy. And then Bone Storm, as high level as possible, also maximum quality as possible, because it gives more cast speed, so allows you to build up the stack of your Bone Storm much quicker. Arcane Tempo for more cast speed. Ricochet is just something that you can utilize if, let's say, your Bone Storm miss. There's a chance that it can chain from the wall back to the enemy. Then Mobility, so that there's less penalty of movement speed, so that it allows you to aim and evade bosses' attacks better. Then Solar Orb, not really required for the build, but something I just use to give me Font of Blood, Font of Rage, and Font of Mana, so it buffs my character. I just put it besides my character when I want to fight the enemy. And then Ball Lightning and Lightning Orb is a shock tech that I use. I already shared this in a previous video, so I'm not going to cover much, but because of our setup, like our shock ground lasts 40 seconds, and our Solar Orb lasts 28.6 seconds. So I usually kind of start the battle by placing my shock ground, placing my shock ground near 2 or 3 spots in the boss's arena, so that I can enjoy free shock on the boss for quite some time. And then Blasphemy, you need maximum quality also for maximum reduced reservation. And then Flammability and Enfeeble, also high level as possible and high quality the quality as possible, because you want to maximize the effect. And the good thing about Gemling's adaptive capability is that attribute of gems can be certified by your highest attribute. So typically curses have very high mana cost, but if you put it in blasphemy, you're kinda having it active for free. Then magnified effect for increased AoE of the aura affecting the enemy. So you can see here curse radius is 4.2 meter, which is decent enough. And then finally Wind Dancer. Support gem, precision, clarity. Precision not really required, clarity kinda nice to have, and then blind to basically further solidify the defensive shockwave. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have for the build, and I don't think there's much improvement to have for the build currently, except maybe some gear upgrade, some anointment upgrading, and then maybe level 2120 artillery ballista gem. And that's about it. Thank you very much. Bye.